Hello, this is Attorney Chato Olivas of Easy Law Online. In this video, I would like to share with you some perspective about criminal procedure. That it is not just a set of boring rules, but it is an implementation of the constitutional rights of an accused. Think of it this way. Our 1987 Constitution, specifically Article 3, the Bill of Rights, tells us the what? The rights of an individual. And criminal procedure tells us the how, the procedural rules and safeguards to ensure that those rights are not just abstract concepts, but are genuinely respected and protected. And this is especially so when the immense power of the state is brought to bear against an individual. When we examine the Bill of Rights, we find that a significant portion is dedicated to protecting a person who is under investigation or facing a criminal prosecution. Now, this reflects a core principle of our legal system that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and that is beyond reasonable doubt. Okay, so the entire apparatus of criminal procedure is designed to make sure that the accused stands on an equal footing with the state, which has vast resources at its disposal. Now, let us enumerate some key rights of the accused according to the Bill of Rights. Number one, we have the right to due process of law. This is found in Article 3, Section 1, and this is known as the mother of all rights, the right to due process. It dictates that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. In a criminal context, this means that every stage of the process, from investigation to trial and judgment, must be fair and impartial. This right is the guiding star for all other procedural rules. Number two, we have the right against unreasonable searches and seizures that is found in Section 2. This section is about protection against police overreach. It states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose shall be inviolable. Criminal procedure establishes the requirement for a valid search warrant and a valid warrant of arrest. And these are warrants that can only be issued by a judge based on probable cause. The very existence of this procedural requirement is a guarantee that there is a direct implementation of this provision in the Constitution. Number three, we have rights during custodial investigation, and that is found in Section 12. First paragraph of Section 12 states, any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the services of counsel, he must be provided with one. These rights cannot be waived except in writing and in the presence of counsel. So here we have the right to remain silent. An accused cannot be compelled to speak. He has the right to remain silent. And also, the arresting officer must tell the accused that anything he says can and may be used against him. Now, as to the right to counsel, that counsel must be independent and competent and counsel of his own choice. But if he cannot afford the services of counsel, the government must provide him with one. However, the standard of the counsel being competent and independent must still be observed. And if the accused will want to waive this must be waived in writing and in the presence of counsel. And number three, any confession or admission obtained in violation of this or Section 17 shall be inadmissible in evidence against him. This is what we know as the exclusionary rule. Okay? Now, the next is the right to bail that's found in Section 13. The right to bail shall not be denied. And this provision guarantees that all persons, except those charged with offenses punishable by reclusion perpetua, when evidence of guilt is strong, shall before conviction be bailable. The rules of criminal procedure outline the procedural mechanism that gives life to this constitutional guarantee. And you must observe that even if an offense is punishable by reclusion perpetua, the accused will still be entitled to bail when the evidence of guilt is not strong. Okay. So, and then we go to the next right, which is rights in a criminal prosecution. Medyo, there are several rights here. We have the presumption of innocence. Every person is presumed innocent until the contrary is proven beyond reasonable doubt. The burden of proof rests entirely on the prosecution. And so, because of this presumption of innocence, an accused may not testify. He is not required to take the witness stand. And then he has the right to be heard. The accused has the right to be heard by himself and counsel. Of course, this means he can testify if he wants to testify, and also he can present witnesses on his own behalf. Next, we have the right to be informed of the accusation against him. So, ang nakalagay sa Constitution and the rules of court, he must be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. And the purpose of this is so that he can adequately prepare his defense. So, paano siyang nai-inform ng nature and cause of the accusation against him? This is in the initiatory pleading, which we know as the information. This will be read to him, and he will be asked if he enters a plea of guilty or not guilty. And all the essential requirements enumerated in the rules on criminal procedure must be present in that information. Okay? And the factual recitation must be written in such a way that a person of common understanding is able to understand the allegations against him. Next, we have the right to speedy, impartial, and public trial, and then the right of confrontation. This means that the accused has the right to meet the witnesses face-to-face, and the defense can cross-examine the witnesses. And then also, there is a right to compulsory process, meaning the accused has the right to compel the attendance of witnesses and the production of evidence in his defense. Next, we have the right against self-incrimination. No person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. This is an absolute right. It means the prosecution cannot force an accused to testify against himself. And number 7, we have the right against cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment. That's found in Section 19. This protects the accused from punishments that are excessive, brutal, or not proportionate to the crime committed. It is relevant to both sentencing and conditions of incarceration. So, when you study criminal procedure, keep the big picture in mind. Always ask yourself, what constitutional right is this rule on criminal procedure protecting? By doing so, you will not only understand the how, but also the why, making your study of law more meaningful. And remember, when you understand the why or the reason behind the law, you will remember the law better. So thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you next time. This is Attorney Chato Olivas of Easy Law Online, making the law easier to understand. I'd like to share my favorite Bible verse, Micah chapter 6, verse 8. Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God.